Yeah, this is. I've just got this this feeling that it's gonna be so good.
Vincent Price is fucking amazing, man.
Yeah, he's the best. Let me know your volume and stuff, by the way, if you can hear it properly. Oh, the music! This is a vibe. The quality is awesome.
So, you're right, Sean, I can hear the talking twice.
Yeah. I can do this.
And the music
I can
is
only
really
hear
quiet.
Mary once, so it shouldn't be an issue.
Okay. The music's cool. Like,
Yeah.
it's very quiet for me, but I can hear it.
Yeah, as long as you can hear it, that's all that matters.
I can turn that up.
No, I can hear.
America Day, July 4th.
This is the Oaks, a house in the country which I rented for the summer.
Hooray.
As an author, I write tales of mystery and murder. But the things that happened in this house were far more fantastic than any
I already
story I've
loved
ever
it.
had published. I brought a staff
Let me know in the
of
Twitch
servants
stream
from
if
my
the
city
movie's too quiet.
and my maid Lizzie Allen, who had been with me nearly 20 years. Lizzie?
Yes, Miss Cornelia.
Is the car ready?
It's at the door.
Wow, it's so
Look.
quiet.
Miss Cornelia.
It is very
them
quiet.
servants you brought from the apartment are talking about walking out on us.
Really? I know they don't like it here, but I didn't think it was
Is that a little better?
bad.
Well, they've been hearing things about the killer that the police call the
Yeah,
Bat,
that's good.
and the murders that he committed here this past winter. Now people are saying that he's back again.
Well, how can they be sure of that? Has he committed another crime?
No, not yet, but that ain't saying that he won't. Here's something else. You've heard about the bats they have here. Animal bats, the kind that fly.
Yes, yes.
Look what it says in this magazine. This is a report from the State Health Department, and it says some of them bats is rabid.
Some of them bats is rabid.
That ain't all. Now there's a rumor going around that it was the bat himself. the
Himself?
killer,
Don't you
I
mean itself?
That released the rabid bats in this neighborhood.
What?
That's ridiculous.
Well,
That's
the
ridiculous.
housekeeper, the cook, the butler, and the upstairs maid don't think so.
Well, I can't help what they think. If hysterical nonsense like that can scare them out of their good jobs, it's their loss, not mine. Come on, Lizzie, I've got to get to the bank.
Is the movie audio okay for you, everyone?
Wait, yeah, like-
Bank, Warner. I'm afraid we'll have to hurry. It's near closing time.
I can
I'll
hear
get you
your
there,
voice
Mr.
twice
Porter.
and my voice twice and everything, but the movie's fine.
Alright, good.
Thanks again.
Miss Van Gorder,
How do you do, Mr. Barry?
how are you?
I'm very well,
Mary,
thank
you
you.
could try
You remember Lizzie Allen?
reading.
Of course.
The
Hello, Miss
disco?
How do
Allen.
you do?
So you're spending the summer with us again?
Yes, yes.
Like,
I've leased the Oaks.
Mute
Home of your bank president,
Matt
John
and
Clement.
yourself,
I heard
and
you
then you
had.
won't hear
I was surprised.
Why? Is there something the matter with it?
No,
Oh.
I was surprised because Mr. Fleming said he would never rent it.
Oh?
Oh.
Well, I rented it from his nephew, Mark Fleming, who has the
Oh,
real
the
estate
Neb
office
stuff.
here.
Hi, Neb.
He said his uncle would be gone the entire summer.
Well, that's right.
Are you ready to
Mr.
watch
Fleming's
some
in the
more
North Woods
schlock?
now, with his physician, Dr. Wells. Oh, pardon me.
Yes, I will
Dale.
on and off watch it. I'm
I
also
want you to meet my
Shrekking
wife.
kids.
We
and,
were married at Christmas time.
Arena.
That must have been
Oh,
nice.
good
Believe
brother.
me, it was. Oh, here she is. My wife, Miss Van Gorder, Miss Allen.
How do you do, Mrs.
How do you do? Cornelia Van Gorder.
Yes.
Oh, well, I've read every murder mystery you've ever written. I just adored that weird one, The Private Morgue of Dr.
Made
X.
a new legendary
Even though it
creature
gave me the
deck.
shivers. Only the
Nice.
shivers?
Scared hell out of me.
Oh.
Well, I really mean that Miss Corney killed them off in that one.
Miss
When
Corny,
you
what a
refer to my
name.
books, please don't call me Miss Corney.
Pardon me, Mr. Bailey. Mr. Hines is here to see you.
Oh, yes. Excuse me, please. Don't be strangers now.
No, we
Say
won't.
not.
Imagine if I just appeared on screen right now, like during this
Well,
filming.
not
They would think I
quite.
was an absolute freak show.
No, I'm sure I've seen you.
Well, I used to be my husband's secretary here in the bank.
Of course I remember.
May I welcome our most distinguished visitor back to Zenith?
Oh, that's very charming, but,
Lieutenant Anderson.
Lieutenant Anderson, of course. Chief of Detectives of the Zenith Police Department. This is Miss Allen.
Miss Allen.
How do you do?
Lieutenant Anderson is one of our favorite citizens. He's on the bank's board of directors.
Not bad for a policeman.
You must have made a good thing of it.
Well, I saved my money, if that's what you mean.
It's near closing time, and I've got some business in the safe deposit vault. Please come and see me, Mrs. Bailey.
Oh, I'd love to.
And you, Lieutenant.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Nice to meet you. My, what a charming woman. She moved into the Oaks just the other day.
That house is a proper setting for a writer of mysteries.
Oh, it certainly is. Vic, what's the matter?
Come in here, both of you. Andy, we're in trouble. Wendell Hines came in to pick up $350,000 worth of bonds that we were holding as collateral for a loan. They were kept in our special vault. Mr. Fleming and I are the only officers of the bank who have access to that vault.
So,
The Hines bonds are gone. That's not all.
The Hines
Other
bonds are
negotiable
gone.
securities are missing. From what I can gather, short of a careful check, the bank has been looted of over $1 million worth of securities.
you'll have to notify Fleming.
Thank you, zombie.
I wish I could talk to him. Unfortunately, he and Dr. Wells are deep in the woods. They can't be reached by phone.
The quality of the transfer is really good for this one.
What is it?
I thought I heard someone on the path coming from the lake. Had an idea it might be that guide of ours.
Oh, Sam won't show up until morning. It's a 20-mile canoe trip from here to civilization.
Oh, look at his little apron.
5 will get you 10.
Vincent
Sam has a
Price
message
looks
for
so
me.
weird in like a
I thought
flanny.
you told him at the bank
Like
not to bother
he
you.
should be like
I
Dracula.
did. But
Like
they'll bother me.
he looks really awkward in full casual getup.
Doctor,
Yes, John.
You know, charming, wholesome way, of
what
course.
would you do for $500,000?
Anything short of murder.
Why not murder?
Too messy.
Too great a risk?
For $500,000? Yes.
I pinched $1 million from the bank. Well, I'm not kidding. I embezzled it.
Not that I think you wouldn't do it if you thought you could get away with it.
I got away with it. I'm not talking about currency. I took negotiable securities that could be converted into cash. I have the cash. In 10s, 20s, and 100s.
Well, I'm your doctor, not your lawyer. Why tell me this?
You'll find out why.
Who's going to take the blame for the robbery?
Bailey, the cashier. They'll never suspect me.
I like Bailey.
Well, so do I. I love the guy. I gave him his first chance.
He has a lovely little wife.
Charming girl.
Weird comment.
Was the best man.
He has a
Where's
lovely
the
little
minion?
wife.
In my family's
I want a
tomb in
lovely
Zenith,
little wife.
in the crypt with my father's casket.
I don't buy that, John.
No?
No. You forget that I had you in charge when you were a very sick man. When you raved in delirium. And I heard you talk about a hidden room. Now, where else could you put a hidden room except in that mansion you built? That white elephant you call the Oaks.
Look, everyone knows I have a bad heart.
He's gonna kill him.
Now, who would doubt it if you wired the bank directors that my heart had failed?
Oh my God, what?
That I had fallen from a great height here in the woods, and that I was badly smashed up. You could ship the body back for burial and instruct them not to open the casket due to the condition of its contents.
Well, you realize, of course, that we'd have to have a body to put in that casket, which means that we'd have to deal with an undertaker at this end.
Of course.
Well, where do we get a body?
couldn't we provide one of our own? How about Sam?
Sam?
I love that he's
our
not
guy.
even questioning
Sam
it.
weighs
He's
about
just
as
like,
much
where
as
do we get
I
a body?
do.
Yeah, they're just like
Trying to be a
immediately
hermit.
plotting this
Wouldn't be
massive
missed for a long
saga.
time.
The local undertaker would know him.
Not if we made him look as if he'd been in a serious accident.
But if Bailey's going to take the blame, why'd he have to do this?
A jury might acquit him. In that case, I'd be a logical suspect. I could disappear, of course, but it's safer if they think I'm dead.
What if I don't go for this deal?
In that case, it would be too bad.
Hmm.
You mean you'd kill me?
What else could I do? Now that I've told
Oh,
you
dear.
about the million, I'd say you were shot in a hunting accident. Now, look, Doctor, if you can find another body instead of Sam's, it's all right with me. There's $500,000 in it for you.
I'll do my best.
I smell smoke.
So do I. What's that noise?
Look, Doctor, the woods are on fire. It's coming this way. We've
Oh.
got to get out of here. Out the back way.
We will. As soon as I provide that body we were talking about.
Oh,
Okay.
he double crossed the double crosser.
Good old Vincent Price. He's such a legend.
Goodness, dear. Lizzie, is that you? Yes, Miss Cornelia. There's a storm coming up, and it's gonna be a snorter. The wind nearly
Is this
blew the
set in
door off the
America
hinges.
or
That noise blew
UK?
my game higher than a kite. I think I've lost some of the car.
Oh, I'll get them for you.
Oh, I see you found the paper.
Drat that paper boy, scooting by on his bicycle, just chucked it into a clump of bushes and let it go at that. For land's sake, Mr. Vic Bailey's been arrested.
Oh?
I think.
Victor Bailey, vice president and cashier of the Zenith Bank, was arraigned before United States Commissioner Alvin Fielding, charged with the embezzlement of over $1 million. I can't believe Vic Bailey had anything to do with that robbery.
Robbery.
Oh, well, I see how
Anything
that
to do with
party's
that
home
robbery?
again.
Landlord?
Mr. Fleming. Dr. Malcolm Wells is back in town with the body of John Fleming, president of the Zenith Bank, who was killed in a forest fire. Mr. Fleming will be laid to rest in his family's tomb on Friday.
And I hope he stays there.
Oh, why shouldn't he?
Well, this is his house. And
How
ever since he
convenient.
died, some funny
How
things have happened.
convenient.
For instance.
Don't know why I said it like that.
The housekeeper, the cook, and the butler said that they heard strange noises at night. And the upstairs maid swore that she met a man without a face coming up the back stairs.
Oh, so that's why they quit and left me to
Ooh.
run this place without a staff.
They didn't
Staff.
tell you, Miss Corney, but the truth is they were scared
Hey,
to stay.
don't call her that. She doesn't like being called Miss Corny.
Haven't you seen anything?
No. No, and even if I had, I ain't afraid of ghosts. They're afraid of me. Honest, Miss Corney. A spiritualist
I ain't
told
afraid
me
of no
once the
ghosts.
ghost was allergic to me. But this Bat feller they keep talking about in the paper, I guess he'd be different.
No, I don't think you would have the same effect on him.
Oh, dear. What are they trying to do? Drive people away from this part of the country?
Why, what does it say about the bat?
The bat.
Specialty seems to be killing women. My goodness, 2 of them in one night. All his victims died the same way, like their throats had been ripped open with steel claws.
And there just so happens to be 2 women in that house right now.
I'll have to try it sometime.
What do you know? And they're both really annoying.
Yeah. Somebody above that shot is like
ain't
whacking
nothing,
those
just something bumping
shutters
against the house.
against the wall. With their head.
That's just the wind banging a door. Pay no attention to it. Listen to this. One of his victims who lived for a moment after she was found described the bat as a man without a face. Honest, Miss Corney, I think that woman must have been exaggerating. That's just that heavy tapestry at the top of the stairs.
I know. I've heard it before on a windy night. That sounds as if there was someone on the stairs. I know there isn't. At least there shouldn't be.
There ain't. Them's just the noises you hear in any old house on a windy night.
Them's
It
just
says
the
here
noises.
that the bat never leaves no fingerprints.
It's understandable. Having no face, he probably has no fingers either.
Her English is impeccable.
Yeah.
And that, I suppose, is the cat dropping its dentures.
Well, obviously.
She talks like my
No, I don't
grandmother
think
because
so.
she was raised in the
I think
country.
it's something should be
Yeah.
looked into.
Sounds like a cat dropping its dentures.
Now, who chucked him down here?
The wind, I hope.
How did the wind get
You
inside the
window
house,
open
though?
up there.
That's what I want to know.
Let him lay. See? Let him sleep it off. I hope the power lines don't go down, put the lights out. Now, we'll check the windows in the living room and draw the curtains, and then we'll go to bed.
Yes, ma'am. I won't be a minute. Oh! What's that? Oh, I went to get the tape.
That was
I
fabulous.
turned the latch off. I forgot to turn it on again. He's out there. He was coming in.
I love it how they like have the whole hand through. I just would have like put just the claws and some fingers through there because it's much more subtle that way. It's less corny.
I won't leave you, Miss Coney.
Are you
No
okay?
pun intended.
Yes, ma'am. I'm okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Cheesy. We'll change it to cheesy.
Operator? Give me the police department, please.
No take back keys.
This is Cornelia Van Gorder. I'm living at the Oaks.
We know about that, Miss Van Gorder.
Just a moment ago, a man tried to force his way into this house.
You're not alone there, are you? What about your servants?
Well, I have none except my chauffeur, and he's away. He won't be back until the morning. Now, there's only 2 of us here tonight, and we're going to lock ourselves in my room. Now, if any of your men see anything, will you have them call me?
I'll send officers over there right away.
Well, thank you very much. Come on, Lizzie. We're going to sleep in my room.
Interesting wipe transition. Woo.
There's literally a guy crawling around outside, but we're gonna go to bed.
Yeah.
Well,
Put some chairs in front of the
nothing
door.
can get at us in this room now, I think. This door seems good and solid.
Like the door to a tomb.
Her friend is such a thief.
I think that couch will be comfortable. There's some extra bedding, you know.
Yes, ma'am.
Closet.
Yeah, just there's some extra bedding, you know. Alright, so she has the right idea.
Huh? No bolt. Well, that's not so good.
What's that for?
That, my good woman, is a booby trap. If anybody tries to open this transom, this will be knocked off, and we'll hear it fall.
Well, having those massive claws at the end of your glove would be so annoying. It's very impractical.
I and yet so helpful in this situation.
I think just having regular fingers would be just as helpful.
Fiddlesticks. I forgot
And it
my
reminds
night
me of,
things,
like,
my robe, my
old
gown, and my
Catwoman.
slippers. I'll go get them now.
Yeah, a little.
Now, wait a minute, Lizzie. I'll go with you. Now, don't you bother, Miss Cornelia. My room's just down the hall. Lizzie, I told you to wait.
If he's trying to kill them,
all
why is he
right.
being
Now,
stealthy
only a
about it?
Get
Maybe he's not actually trying to kill them and just like scare them into thinking he'll kill them.
Yeah, maybe.
Yes?
Miss Van Gorder?
Yes?
Zenith Police Department. There's a police car just outside your house, and the officers in it have reported that there's no sign of a prowler anywhere on the grounds.
Well, the man's inside now. He's in the hall, just outside my bedroom. Have your men break through the
He
kitchen
sounds like
door and
JJ
search this
Siwa.
place from top to bottom.
Okay, Miss Van Gorder.
She sounds like
tight.
JJ
I
Siwa.
will. I have a gun.
Dream
and I know
guest on
how to
my
use it.
podcast.
Relax, Lizzie. The police did a good job. They couldn't find anybody in here.
podcast.
We both saw him, Miss Cornelia.
Dream guest on my
All
podcast.
right, so he got away. But there are men on guard outside, so just try and get some rest. There's nothing can get at us here.
This woman is just so chill.
Is that a rubber bat?
That booby trap did not work. Oh my god, I think it's meant to be a real one. Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Miss Cornelia! Miss Cornelia! What's the matter?
Oh, nonsense. You've had a nightmare.
Maybe I did. But there was a bat in it, and it bit me. It flew in that closet.
Oh, good gracious, Lizzie, you're right.
This may be the greatest movie ever made. Dream bat on my Batcast?
Operator, will you get me Dr. Malcolm Wells' office, please?
Look how long her freaking
No, I don't know his
braid is.
number, and I have no phone book up here, but this is an emergency. Will you connect me with his office, please?
Has anyone ever slept with that much clothes in history?
Rabies.
Hello?
Hello? Dr. Wells' office?
This is a call service. Dr. Wells is out at the moment, but if you'll give me your name and number, I'll try to locate him.
Well, this is Miss Van Gorder of the Oaks. My maid has just been bitten by a bat that may be rabid, and she must have treatment as soon as possible. And I was told that Dr. Wells was the nearest physician.
I'll try to find
Rabies
him for
isn't
you.
that bad
I
if you
can't,
catch it
I'll send
early.
you another doctor.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Oh, he's out on a case.
Oh.
Oh, I hope it's not a delivery. A baby, I
I've
mean,
done
they
the
can be
Bernard.
terribly complicated.
It never bothered me none.
Oh, Lizzie, you never had a baby.
Of course I didn't. That's why they never bothered me.
Oh, does it hurt?
That's actually that's pretty funny.
I love that woman.
That's a great line. That's a fucking exquisite line. Gotta give him that. Gotta give him that.
Also very accurate.
Yeah. Dream bad on my Badcast? Is that a real bat? I think that might be a real bat.
Oh my god, it's so...
Please don't mistreat this bat.
I don't think he is. I think he's testing it.
Are you there, Dr. Wells?
Saliva?
This is the operator. Your call service is on the wire. It's an emergency.
This is Dr. Wells.
This is your call service, Doctor.
Oh, hello. I was just doing an experiment. I left the receiver off.
That's what I thought, but I kept trying. Miss Van Gorder at the Oaks called and said that her maid had been bitten by a bat, and she's afraid it might be rabid.
What? Oh, all right. Tell her I'll be right over there.
He has a legendary widow's peak.
Mm-hmm.
Watch out, he's gonna steal your bat, mate.
There were a few in there actually, I think.
Ah, it's a classic case of bat napping. Oh, he actually is.
What's the bit he looks in the
Oh,
What's
yeah.
the bit he looks in the microscope?
Yeah. Wow, this is an advanced case of bat AIDS if I've ever seen it. What the fuck? That was the least effective jump scare in movie history.
Who's there?
Dr. Wells.
Come in.
Good evening.
Oh, I'm so glad they found you, Doctor.
Well, I reached my office shortly after you called. How is your maid? Is she in any pain?
No, she doesn't seem to be.
Did the bat get away?
No, I believe it's still in my bedroom.
Oh, good. I want to examine it. There you go, Miss Allen. Now you feel better?
Doctor, have I got the rabies?
Well, I can tell you better after I've examined the bat's brain under a microscope.
That thing's got a brain?
Oh, you'll be surprised. Where is it?
I think the little darling is in that closet.
Oh. You know, it's a pity you leased this house, Miss Van Gorder.
Why a pity?
Well, my dear lady, I don't want to alarm you, but...
Oh, well, after tonight, nothing can alarm me.
Yes, I understand. It must have been terrifying. So many unexplainable things have happened here. There's something about the place. Your servants must have sensed it when they walked out on you. An apprehension of disaster. Well, let's see. Aha! Yes. There he is. All right, now. Take it easy. Nobody's going to hurt you. Quiet now. Quiet. He looks quite normal. Doesn't seem to be sick at all.
Oh, ain't that nice? I've been worried about him.
Well, you should be. From his appearance, I'd say that he doesn't have any infection. In which case, you've had a narrow escape. Now, you take one of those tablets I left for you, and I'll guarantee you a good night. And I'll drop in on you tomorrow.
Oh, thanks for everything, Doctor.
Just throw the gloves in on top of the
Oh,
bat.
I know you can, but do let me help you.
Oh, don't forget that once I'm gone, you'll have to climb those stairs alone.
Oh,
How
I'm
tall
all
was
right.
Vincent Price?
I'm now.
Can you shoot one of those things without shutting your eyes?
Oh, Doctor, there are guns in every book I've ever written.
Oh no, it looks
I
pretty
don't write
cool
about
there.
things I'm unfamiliar with. Lock the door, Lizzie.
Good night.
Yes, ma'am. Good night, Doctor.
Accident?
No, the wind blew him down.
Did he just
I think.
chuck the bat in the bag?
Yeah.
Did you know that
And
young
then he
Mark
chucked his
Fleming
gloves on
leased
top
you
of the
this
bat.
house without notifying his uncle?
No.
Oh
I
my
didn't.
Well, it doesn't matter now. John Fleming
God.
is dead and Mark's his heir. But if John were alive, he would warn you to leave here, Miss Van Gorder.
Really?
Yes. It's been a tragic place for anyone who ever lived in it. Well, good night.
Good night, Doctor.
You shouldn't have
Who's out
lived. You
there?
shouldn't have moved here. Good night.
What are you worried about, Doctor?
Oh, it's Andy.
That's right. Oh, good evening, Miss Van Gordon.
Good evening, Lieutenant.
Somebody sick here?
My maid was bitten by a bat.
Oh? A rabid bat?
Well, I'll know for sure when I get to my lab. I caught the bat.
It happened indoors?
In my bedroom.
How'd it get in?
Well, there are many ways a bat could get in a house.
You ought to know.
Well, yes, I'm an
spotted this
expert
hole
on
in the window
bats.
the minute I got here. That's where the
Oh,
two-legged
snap.
bat got your door open.
Miss Van Gorder told me that she phoned headquarters at Zenith.
Yes, I phoned twice. The second time was after the prowler got in the house.
When headquarters, Andy?
No, but they contacted me.
An officer came and searched the house from top to bottom, but they couldn't find the bat.
You better have this window fixed tomorrow.
Oh, yes, I certainly shall.
Listen, I'd better be going. I'm due in surgery at 8 o'clock in the morning. Good night.
Good night, Doctor.
There will be a man patrolling the grounds all night, Miss Van
Oh,
Gorder.
thank you.
And nobody inside, Andy?
Why should there be?
Well, how do you know but what the bat is hiding somewhere in the house?
I'm quite sure he isn't in the house, Doctor. Not now. Good night.
Ooh, the implication there. I think this is gonna be like a red herring almost, where like you'd think he's the bat, but he actually isn't. Vincent Price, that is.
I think that's the case in most of his movies.
Hi, Andy. Hello, Mark. Well, congratulations. Real estate business must be picking up. New office, new furniture.
New deal. How do you like it?
It looks expensive. Are you squandering your inheritance?
Oh, I haven't got it yet.
Well, the paper says John Fleming left his entire fortune to you.
Funny thing about that entire fortune is that we can't find it.
No kidding.
Oh, all Uncle John had in his bank account was a couple of $100. And his safe deposit box was empty.
If we don't find that missing million, mine will be empty, too.
How come?
Well, all my savings were invested in Zenith Bank stock. The examiners won't certify the bank as solvent until those stolen securities are found. So the stockholders have voted an assessment that will wipe some of us out. It's a since those securities have been converted into cash. And if I can't find that cash, I'm sunk.
Well, where are you going to look for it, Andy?
Here in Zenith. Your uncle wouldn't take $1 million on a hunting trip, would he?
Sucks to be you.
You suspect Uncle John? Why, Andy, he founded the Zenith Bank. That'd be like robbing the family tomb.
You think he wouldn't?
Well, besides, Vic Bailey's fingerprints are all over the vault. Now, they didn't find any of Uncle John's fingerprints.
Because he wiped him off.
Can the defense prove that?
They'll try to. Judy Hollander, Bailey's secretary, is a defense witness. And they believe her testimony will have a powerful effect on the jury.
Oh, well, she has a powerful effect on me. Judy's a doll.
Here's the book you mentioned, Judy.
It's your newest one.
Yes, it's just
She's
been
a doll?
published. You can have that copy if you wish.
Oh, it's a first edition and you've signed it.
Yes, of course.
Thank you so much.
May I serve tea now, Miss Van Gorder?
Yes, please do, Warner.
Thank you.
May I serve tea now? Oh,
I see you've
yes,
engaged
quite.
new servants.
Yes, of course.
Well, how did you persuade them to live
I love
in
how
this
high they
house?
wear their
Jane
pants.
Patterson, my new housekeeper, knows
High-waisted
this house better than you
trousers.
do, Doctor.
Oh?
She worked for John Fleming. And Warner was my chauffeur.
Chauffeur turned butler?
It's incredible. He can play any part at a moment's notice. Did you get a plumber, Warner?
No, we can't get a plumber for 3 days, madam.
What about that leaking pipe? The basement will be flooded in 3 days.
The pipe is no longer leaking.
You mean it's dried up of its own accord?
No, not quite. I packed the elbow where the water was coming out.
Packed the elbow? Oh, where did you learn how to do that?
Well, into each life, a little rain must fall, and a careful man learns to keep himself dry. Now, is there anything else that you require, Miss Van Gorder?
No, not at the moment, Warner.
Thank you, madam.
Why is it that
Now
all butlers
there's
are
a
English in these
character.
movies?
How long did you say that he worked for you as
Classic
chauffeur?
trope.
About 3 months.
Well, I hope he doesn't have a police record. My dear Deo, It may
Then they
interest
go
you
to
to know that the last night of his
butler's
life,
school or
John
something.
Fleming told me that he loved your husband like a son. If Fleming were alive today, he would be fighting to prove Vic's innocence.
Could Mr. Fleming prove his own innocence?
Miss Van Gorder, can there be any doubt about it?
There will be when Miss Hollander testifies at Vic's trial.
Oh? You know something that we haven't heard yet, Judy?
Something I saw with my own eyes. She's not permitted to say what it was.
My dear girl, I wouldn't think of asking her. But let's assume for a moment that Fleming did steal the $1 million. Now, what would he do about it? Where is it?
Hidden someplace where he could lay his hands on it without getting caught in the act. Now, if I was writing this, instead of living in the middle of it, I'd hide it right here in this spooky old house.
Under a loose floorboard or up a chimney?
He's so
Mr.
suave.
Fleming had the nerve to steal $1 million, he'd make his plans well in advance.
Amazing.
I'd say he'd
Person.
prepare a place to hide it. Possibly when this house was being built. Now, I rented this place from Mark Fleming, his nephew. I wonder if he'd have the floor plans.
I'll ask him.
Yes. Lizzie, will you bring Mrs. Bailey the phone? Oh, you ask him now. His number is Summit 7537.
Oh, thank you, Lizzie. Summit
7537.
Not bad, eh, Andy? That means new business. Now, you see, somebody wants to buy a house. Mark Fleming speaking.
Oh, hello, Dale.
Well, hang on a minute, honey, while I see if I have him. It's Dale Bailey, all excited. Miss Van Gorder wants to know if I have the floor plans of the Oaks. Now, what would she want with the floor plans?
Well, she suggested to me that your uncle might have hidden the bank loot there. Are the plans here?
Somewhere in the house itself. Wait a minute, there is a place where Uncle Johnny might have kept those blueprints.
What place?
Well, I heard him talk about it a good many years ago. I can't be sure of the exact location. Anyway, I don't think the old boy had the guts to steal $1 million. But if I find those plans, I'll let you know, Andy.
They're
Hello,
all going to
Dale.
converge on the
Look, honey,
house
I
or the
haven't
mansion
seen
at
those
one
plans
point.
since I was a kid, but I'll come over tonight and maybe we can find them.
Thank you, Mark. We'll expect you.
I was just thinking, it kind of reminds me of like Rat Race.
He seems to think
Yeah,
they're
little.
here in the house somewhere. He's coming over tonight.
Well, that's good.
Well, Rat
Dale
Race
and
was
Judy
a
are my
remake
house guests
of
for the weekend.
It's a Mad, Mad, Mad,
Would you
Mad,
like to have
Mad
dinner
World.
with us tonight?
Oh, no, thank you. I couldn't. I still have a few calls to make. You know, if Judy's testimony is going to clear Vic Bailey and implicate John Fleming, others may get the idea that there's buried treasure in this house. Don't even mention your testimony until you're actually on the stand.
Oh, I won't.
That's a smart girl, Judy, and a very lovely girl. Well, good afternoon, ladies.
Goodbye,
Doctor.
Mr. Will.
That's a smart girl and a lovely girl. He's so suave.
Look, I wouldn't be mad if Vincent Price ever said that to me.
Yeah. He's like not the most attractive man, but he's got like a charisma about him that's undeniable, you know what I mean? Like just it seeps out of him. It's almost like an aura of charisma just
Yeah.
around him.
Yeah, he's just very smooth.
So many unusual things have happened to me this summer. And the more I think about it, the more I realize I should be putting them down on paper. Weren't you your husband's secretary, Dale?
Yes, I was.
Do you take shorthand?
Mm-hmm.
Well, my dear, if you'd like to have your mind occupied, I want you to work with me while I write the story of this fantastic criminal, the Bat.
The Bat. I'm really impressed with the quality of this film. Like, just the picture quality is maintained. It's maintained a lot of it. Judo chop! Austin Powers.
Wonderful dinner.
Mm.
Thank you.
Judo chop!
Wonderful. Oh, what a lovely piece of silver. It's an original, isn't it?
Yes, they still use them in England for buffet breakfasts. Some hot water in the bottom.
Is it the
He
cop?
just stuffed the guy in the hallway.
Is it actually the cop?
Very useful, really.
No, it's the real estate agent.
No, I mean, is the guy playing the cop, or is it Vincent Price? I don't think it's Vincent Price. I think it's actually the cop.
That clock hasn't struck
I
the hour
think
in the
it's
last
the
10
cop.
years, if I'm to believe what Mark Fleming told me.
Why is it angled away from the wall like that?
I don't know. Somebody must have moved it. Lizzie, very likely when she was dusting.
Wait a minute. Did you know there's a door in this paneling?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
My gracious, so there is.
Maybe it opens to a secret passage.
Well, certainly to a secret something. Who knows, girls? We'll be about to stumble on that missing million. Oh, this is...
With a secret dead body.
Now, there must be some gimmick to it. There always is. Yes, it moves. It moves. It moves. Oh.
It's gonna slump out. That was awesome.
Car 11, calling car 11. Proceed to the Oaks in Zenith Township immediately. A homicide has been reported.
Okay. Proceeding to the Oaks. Notify the county coroner, Dr. Wells. Tell him to come to the Oaks at once.
I don't know if it's like wise to move the body.
As if his throat has been torn by some creature with fangs or claws.
That's his sign. We found it on the others he killed. I'd hoped those reports that he was up to his old tricks again were pure imagination, but apparently they're based on fact. He's come back. Back to the scene of his kills. Yes, that's who I mean. That's who did this. The Bat.
The Bat.
Who found Mark?
We all did. And it's Dale and Judy and I. Lizzie was in the dining room. This is my new housekeeper, Jane Patterson. You know, she worked for John Fleming.
I know her. Where were you, Mrs. Patterson?
In the kitchen, cleaning up. I cooked the dinner tonight.
Did you know that the secret closet was here?
No. It was behind the grandfather's clock.
Well, it was I who found it, really.
The grandfather's
the
clock.
had been moved and the door wasn't quite closed.
Why is that a plural?
I'll get it.
Isn't it just called a grandfather clock? Like, so you would say it's behind the grandfather clock, not the grandfather's clock? Why'd she say it like that?
We're gonna have to Google.
Yeah, let me know.
Who is it?
It'd be apostrophe S.
Mark Fleming.
As coroner, you saw the same wounds on the others. How long's he been dead?
Oh, I'd say about a half an hour. You believe it was the Bat?
That's a Bat's trademark.
Perhaps he's still in the house.
That's possible.
Wait, isn't this the same cop that was accusing him of being the Bat before?
Yes.
Why should he be?
Well, implying.
Because he's looking for something, and like you, he believes it's here. And he's a persistent killer. I would advise you to get out of this house as quickly as possible, notwithstanding our expert police protection. Have you called the morgue?
They're on their way here.
Oh, good. I want to examine the body before they get here. May we take it into another room?
Yes, to the sunroom in the back.
Thank you. Give me a hand.
Excuse me.
They definitely don't do that anymore.
Maybe take it into the other.
Well, madam, has been an accident?
There's been a murder.
Murder.
Mark Fleming, the young man from whom I leased this place, was killed here tonight.
They know who did it?
Well, they believe it was the bat.
I'm sorry I had to use the front door, Miss Van Gorder, but I forgot my keys, and when I rang the bell at the kitchen door, there was no response.
Oh, this is Warner, Lieutenant.
Oh, no,
He's my butler.
maybe he's the
He
bat.
was my chauffeur.
Why'd you promote him?
But it's very difficult to find a butler. They don't like
The
service in the
butler.
country.
Butler,
Have you
yeah.
been a butler before?
I've served in many capacities, sir, but this was my night off, and I forgot my keys.
I heard that part. What time did you leave the house tonight?
Oh, about 6:30, I had dinner at Wiley's Roadhouse.
Can you prove where you spent
Wiley's
the rest of the evening?
Roadhouse.
I can try.
Try hard. And don't leave the house. I'll get to you later.
Very
A
good, sir.
butler having
I shall
dinner
be in
with
my
a-
room, Miss Van Gorder,
Hmm.
if you need me.
Yes, Warner. Surely you don't think he's...
Warren and I have met before. I can't recall where or when. But I will.
Why don't dudes that have that
There'll be a
like
crew here shortly
hairline
from
just
headquarters,
shave the
testing for
hair
fingerprints,
off?
taking
It looks
photographs. But in the meantime,
looks weird slicked back like
Mrs.
that.
Patterson, you aren't leaving the house tonight, are you?
No, Lieutenant.
Don't. I'll talk to you in the morning. Good night.
Good night, sir. Good night, Miss Van Gorder.
Dale, I was with Mark Fleming this afternoon when you talked to him about the floor plans of this house. I heard him tell you he was coming here tonight.
Dale called him at my request. She told me he was coming.
Who else heard her tell you that?
Judy, Lizzie.
And that nice Dr. Wells.
Dr. Wells. There are a few killers who kill for the fun of it. The bat very likely is a mental case, and I'm convinced that his crimes are motivated by his mania for personal gain. There's $1 million at large, and he's going to keep on hunting for it until he lays his hands on it. Now, these young ladies are staying here tonight?
Yes, they're my house guests.
Well, when my crew arrives, we'll be busy for a while, so I'd suggest that
That
you...
we go to our rooms? That's a very good idea. Come on, girls. What about a police guard for this house tonight, Lieutenant?
You've got one. I'm going to cover this place tonight from the attic to the basement. If the bat makes another call, I'll have a little surprise for him.
Who is he? Have you any idea?
He could be anybody. So far, there are clues to his identity, but nothing we could take before a jury. I'm afraid we must look higher than the criminal world. He may be a merchant, lawyer, doctor, scientist, one of the pillars of his community. Ladies, lock your doors.
I love
Stay
how he
behind.
added doctor in there.
I promise you you'll be safe. Good night.
Good night, Lieutenant.
Why is he promising them they'll be safe? What does he know? We need to uncover more.
We need answers. Can you please stop yawning?
No. I will never stop yawning.
Poor Mark.
Yeah, it's a pity. So young. Well, Doctor, do you agree it was the bat?
In my report, I shall say the death was caused by the same technique used in the other killings. A paralyzing blow to the throat, followed by severe lacerations of the jugular, resulting in excessive hemorrhage.
In a layman's language, he didn't know what hit him.
Oh, he knew,
Which we did not see.
but he didn't have time to think about
Yeah, I didn't see any hemorrhage. But it's not that kind of movie. Not that era yet. Not quite.
No blood.
it. You staying here tonight?
The old Coffin Joe
Until
movies
I
are pretty
check the
bloody
door
for their
windows,
age.
but, I'll
If
be
they're
back
in the
bright
public
and early in
domain,
the
we should
morning.
watch those.
Neither snow, nor rain, nor heat, nor gloom of night stays these couriers from the swift completion of their appointed rounds.
A lot of people are due for a shock when I close this case.
Yes, I'm sure they are. Good night, Andy. Don't get hurt.
These
Good
two
night,
have
Happy.
such an animosity towards one another.
You know, I think we'd better let you get some sleep.
Oh, Lizzie and I share this room for mutual protection. You know, one night, a storm blew the wires down, put the lights out, and I went out the next day and bought a half a dozen of these things. You better take one with you, Dale.
Oh, thank you.
We'll go across the hall now.
Are you sure there's nothing else you need?
Oh, no. Quite
The
sure.
fuck
We'll be
is
all
that?
right.
Well, if anything bothers you, you just sing out.
I'm not going to say where my head went to first.
Oh, nothing will bother us. Not with Andy on the job.
Good night.
Probably
Don't
the
worry,
same
everything will be
thing
all right.
mine went to.
How unfortunate for the both of us.
Too compact though for that.
Yeah. Not era appropriate.
Oh, I don't think I'll sleep
Yeah.
tonight. Me neither. All I can see is poor Mark Fleming staring at us. I thought that when people died, their eyes closed, as in sleep.
As in
Think
sleep.
about it.
I don't think people
I'll bet
talk
you're
like
thinking
that.
about it. No, I was thinking of my poor husband sleeping in jail tonight. Oh, Judy,
Yeah,
I
but
love him so much.
what year was it?
59. 59, I believe.
Yeah, people talk like that then.
No, but it's just funny. Like, I thought their eyes closed, as in sleep.
You talk like that sometimes, you're a fucking poet.
That's gonna be an oof from me.
Mhm. The outfit reminds me of the Invisible Man.
Yeah. If that were in the public domain, we would 100% be watching that.
Oh no, not the phone.
He reminds me of a comic book character called The Question. Well, that's obviously going to wake them up. Oh, look at the smallpox vaccination scar.
What?
On her arm, smallpox vaccination scar. It's like a round circle. You see them on old people sometimes. That's just how the smallpox vaccine used to be.
Oh, I don't know. I kind of fell half asleep. For a moment, I thought it was something from a dream.
It's somewhere in the house.
Yes, on the floor above. Not directly over us.
It's like
Probably
a
room
circle.
overlooking the driveway.
That little hand wave that she did.
Should we call Miss Van Gorder? She'll hear it. How can she help but hear it? Besides, we don't want her to think we're a couple of hysterical women.
Well, I'm about to become one. I
dear.
had it for one night. Dale, you're not going out in that hall.
I want to know what's happening up there.
But Lieutenant Anderson said if we stayed behind our locked doors, we'd be safe.
Vic isn't safe locked up in that jail. Suppose that stolen money is in this house. Mark Fleming seemed to think it was. Maybe that's what somebody's looking for.
Oh, it's a
Don't you
toy.
hear that awful noise up there? Now, Lizzie, you've just got to stay awake. The house phone and the outside phone wires have been cut, and we can't get help. Where's that policeman? Oh, I don't know. Something must have happened to him. Now, go on, get on your robe.
Oh, Dale, please don't go up there. I've got to. Think what
She's
it could
lost the fucking plot.
here.
Oh, no. If you go, I go.
So cranky.
Now go on and get on your robe.
Oh, her says, don't go out there. But if you go, I'll go. Yes, go into the room that has the hammering in
I won't
it.
let you go up there alone.
Here, I'm going to see what it is.
Oh, please let me go with you,
Judy,
Dale.
will you warn me if anyone comes? I'll only be a moment.
Now, wait.
Alright, she's got a torch.
Yeah. Her torch.
Their slippers were so practical.
Wow, he's been hammering that entire time and the hole's only that big. Oh! Fucking whiffed him with it.
I don't even know what just happened. Your face is blocking that.
No, not Judy. Give her to me. I'll look after her.
Poor baby.
Judy.
Oh, look, he ran outside, changed clothes, and came back.
The bat.
Yes, the bat. He caught her at the head of the stairs. We saw him rushing down the stairs as we came out of the room. I hurled that after him. I hit him, I believe. I'm going to cover this place from attic to basement, you said. Well, what were you covering when that poor child was murdered?
Oh,
Where were
that.
you?
I
Oh,
saw
well,
a
she
man
died.
outside in the grounds. I went out there and hunted him. I heard him in among the trees, and so I followed the sound of him as far as the brook down near the back road. And then I lost him.
Guess
I'd
he's
rather
dead.
give my own life than have this happen to Judy. But I told you to stay in your rooms and lock your doors and stay there. What was she doing at the head of those stairs?
That was my fault.
They heard a strange noise. Heavy pounding in one of the rooms on the third floor. We all heard it.
I wanted to see what it was. Judy, she wouldn't let me go out by myself. I made her stay on the balcony.
What about your new butler?
Oh, well, he's in his room, I suppose.
Oh, Mrs. Patterson.
Oh, yes.
Did you know what happened to you?
No, sir, but I heard the screams. I went to call Warner. We have rooms on the same floor, but he wasn't in his room. His bed hasn't been slept in.
If Mrs. Patterson heard the screams, Warner could certainly hear them.
You're quite right, sir. I heard them.
Oh, you did? And where were you?
Outside in the grounds.
Miss Holland has been murdered.
No.
Oh, so you're surprised. Shocked. Well, I've seen better performances. I remember you now. Your name's not Warner. I've got a circular in my office with your picture on it. The Chicago police not so long ago were hunting for you in connection with the robbery.
You're right again, sir. And they found me and they tried me and I proved my innocence and I was acquitted.
That could have been a lucky break. Where were you when this child was killed?
I told you before, sir. Outside.
Child?
What are you doing there?
She's at least
I was
18.
following you. I saw you leaving the house, and it seemed that you were hunting someone. I thought you might need some help. Oh, yes, sir. I followed your flashlight down through the trees. Then it disappeared. And then suddenly, as I was staring out into the darkness, I was struck by something on the back of the head. The next thing I knew, I was lying on the ground. I realized I'd been knocked out.
I wish you had been knocked out. But then we'd have found you with your mask still on your face. You were hit here in this house with this poker as you were rushing down those stairs after that child was
Oh,
killed.
no, sir. You can't pin this on me. I'm not the bat. I've never killed. I couldn't kill. I won't take the rap for this.
This guy is a cop and has accused 2 different people of this.
The quality of the acting when he's on the that butler is like, you will not pin this on me. Now, if he has a head wound, he's the bat.
Well, Doctor,
Did it hit him on the head?
we have another
or
case for
did-
the county
or-
coroner. You see, the bat came back. Why did you come back, Doctor?
Well, I had an accident about a mile down the road.
Oh,
The right rear wheel of my car came off and I plunged into the
got
ditch.
blood on the side of
Oh
his
my
head.
This was the nearest house, so I came here to call for help. I thought I'd find you around, Andy.
He's the Batman.
Physician, heal
Oh my
thyself.
Can't believe it.
You must have been hit by something on the back of your head.
I
I
thought
told you I had an accident.
they were doing that on purpose.
Yeah, this is a red herring.
I could be wrong,
I mean,
but maybe I'm
yeah,
wrong.
it's just like massive coincidence, but like this will make it obvious.
Yeah, it's gonna be somebody that we know, or it could actually turn out to be that John Fleming guy, the uncle, all along, or something like that. Although I'm pretty sure he was the guy that was killed by Vincent Price.
Ransacked the house.
Maybe it's one of the girls. It can't be one of the girls.
Warner was not placed under arrest, but his every move was watched. At night, except for a detective on guard in the house, the police and the reporters
I think it
left
was
us
Professor
alone.
Plum in
And
the
on
lavatory.
one of those nights, without telling Lizzie or anyone else, I
with the
pursued a
candlestick.
secret investigation of my own.
Jack is sending messages in the group chat when
With
he
the
should
fire
be here.
poker, so it has the 2 puncture wounds like a bat.
It was in an empty room on the 3rd floor where we kept our trunks and other things.
Go on, love, stick your arm in there. She literally hit her head like, don't.
I'm loving that nightgown though.
It's very flowy. Oh, the silhouette. I love the silhouetting in old movies like this with the black and white. You always get such vivid silhouettes. in
Silhouette
black
looks
and white.
like. Does that silhouette look like? Like Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yeah. The butler?
He's like, I'm out.
I'm a dip. Was it the same hat?
Put him up, Pat.
It's the cop.
It's a bright idea to kill me in my own lab and let people think that I'm the bat. But you had to kill me first. What was it to be? Ambush? And clever as you are, you're not smart enough to do that. Nor were you smart enough to find the money, though you came quite close to it. But I know where it is. And when you're dead with that sign pinned on your chest, I'm going to collect it and live happily ever after. He destroyed himself. How true that will be. Well, goodbye, Bat. Here's a serum that will heal you whether you're rabid or not.
We must destroy everything in the world. No, not Vincent Price.
No.
What the hell is that? You just played yourself.
Something's wrong. Something's wrong.
Something's wrong.
This Cornelia. This Cornelia.
Wait, did she sleep through all of that and then has only just woken up?
I think so.
Now, where would she be going at this time of night? Well, land's sake. I never. Oh. Mr. Davenport. Mr. Davenport. Oh, a fine thing. The door unbolted, the chain off, and you asleep on the job. Wait till Lieutenant
Who the
Anderson
hell's
hears
this
about
guy?
this.
Oh, the
Come on,
cop.
wake
That's-
up. What's the matter with you?
I don't know. My
I've
head
never
hurts.
seen this guy
The whole
before.
body's numb.
Here, take a sip of this. Try to snap out of it. I'll be back in a minute.
Is that the first time we've seen that Mr. Davenport character?
Hurry, will you? It's
I
Lizzie.
literally have not seen him at all.
I I'm terribly worried. I can't find Miss Cornelia anywhere, and something's happened to the policeman. I don't know what. Get Warner. Bring him to the drawing room. Tell him we need him.
You're not going to run out of air in that short amount of time.
Yeah, I'll be all right in a minute. I remember now. I took a drink of wine from that decanter there. Miss Van Gorder told me to help myself.
She wouldn't put nothing in it.
Well, somebody did. Somebody who knew I was on duty here.
Then it was somebody that got Miss Van Gorder. I can't find her anywhere. Upstairs, downstairs, or in the basement. I told the housekeeper to get Warner.
Lieutenant Anderson will want to know about this. Hello. Yeah, this is Davenport at the Oaks. We've got trouble here. Well, for one thing, I was drugged. Yeah. But I must have been knocked out because the maid tells me Miss Van Gorder is missing.
Cut out?
Well, you better call Anderson and let him know.
It was for the other room.
He's not at home.
Like this
Well,
may be on a different line.
Not on a case? What case?
But yeah, I thought they were cutting
Dr.
out.
Wells. What else did they tell you about it?
Oh, hurry, will you? We've got to find Miss Cornelia.
She's suffocating, and it's only been 2 minutes
Anderson
since her
is out on
last
a
breath
case.
of fresh
Dr.
air.
Wells was found dead in a room next to his garage, murdered.
Dr. Wells.
There's something queer about the killing of Wells, but headquarters won't talk about it.
Lizzie, Warner isn't in his room. There's no sign of him anywhere.
And I was supposed to keep an eye on that guy.
Where's Miss Cornelia? That's what I want to know.
Wait a minute. Didn't you say that the chain and the bolt were off of the front door?
I certainly did.
Well, maybe Miss Van Gorder went outside.
Oh, she never would.
She would never go outside. How dare you accuse her of going outside for fresh air?
But we better look anyway.
Miss Cornelia.
Oh, Miss Van
Miss
Gorder.
Cornelia. Miss Cornelia.
Miss Van Gorder.
Look. There's a light in that room on the 3rd floor. Were you up there tonight?
Well, of course I was, but I turned the lights out before I came downstairs.
Then Miss Cornelia might have turned them on again. That's where we're going to look first. Come on.
Wow. This place is genuinely huge.
Cornelia. Miss Cornelia. Miss Cornelia.
Yes, Lizzie, I'm here. Right here. Come to the mantelpiece.
Here we are, Miss Van Gorder. What do we do now?
Over the mantel, there are 5 panels. Strike it with your hand.
Which panel did you say, Miss Van Gorder?
Oh, I can't. I just can't.
Miss Van Gorder.
Maybe distract them all, you idiot.
She said strike it. What difference does it make which panel? Strike them all. Look. Oh, it's all right now. It's all right, dear. Lizzie's here.
Feeling better?
Yes, much better.
We'll take you to your room.
Oh, no, you won't. I'm going to stay right here. I'm quite all right. Oh, how blessed it is to breathe without an effort. You know, no one knows how sweet the air can taste until someone shuts it off for a moment. That room is just like a box. When the mantelpiece closed, it seemed like all the air was drawn out of it. Look, there it goes again.
Let it close. I can open it from in here. There's a control panel behind this blueprint. Electric motor under the trap door here. Once the door is open, you can keep it that way. I believe that the fireplace in this other room opens the same way. And it does.
I tried to find this, but I couldn't find it.
Yeah, it's back at this blueprint here. Well, it's quite a setup. Too bad we can't open that safe in the same way. Take an expert to crack this box or a shot of nitro.
Well, maybe that's what the bat had in mind.
Could be. Seems he's on the prowl tonight.
Miss Van Gorder, Warner has disappeared.
And Dr. Wells has been murdered.
Dr. Wells?
Lieutenant Anderson's on that case right now.
Well, does he know what happened here tonight?
They got word to him. He'll be here any minute.
Dr. Scott.
It's obviously... I was going to say it's obviously Lieutenant, but it could be the...
Miss Van Gorder,
It could be
Scott, look at that.
the butler, but I think that may be a red herring.
Now, where you going?
To report the fire.
Well, you just stay right here.
Miss Van Gorder, the
Maybe Dr.
Well,
Wells
let
is
it
still
burn. You
alive,
watch
though,
the
and he
stairs.
pretended to be dead.
Can't you see that fire was set to get us out of the house?
Out of the house? Were you talking about the...
Yes, I'm talking about the bat. Now that the lights are out, he'll think his trick has worked, and we've gone. He'll be here any minute.
Well, so will Lieutenant Anderson.
I hope so, but the bat will be here first. And he'll kill again if we're in his way. We've got to be as clever as he is.
I love that there's stock footage of a fire.
Batman.
How did they know which room he was going to go into?
They heard him on the other side of the bookshelf.
Well.
But you'll be safer downstairs. I'll take care of you.
Well, the others can go, but I'm going to stay right here.
All right, but get out of sight.
Wow. You had one job.
Let's face it, ladies, and get it over with. Others have seen my face before they died, but I'll have to deny you that pleasure. This would make a good scene for your book, Miss Van Gorder, but I'm afraid you'll never write it.
What?
That is Warner. I could tell.
You misjudged me, Miss Ellen.
Warner.
I don't like being a murder suspect, Miss Van Gorder. I was headed for a plane, but halfway to the airport, I changed my mind and came back. I'm glad that I did.
Yeah, Lieutenant.
Why, it's Lieutenant Anderson.
Cop that, mate.
Yes, it was Anderson. He'd discovered the secret of the hidden room and was waiting to get into it and open up the safe. We found the money in it, a little over $1 million in tens and twenties and hundreds. Good old Andy. With all his ill-gotten gains invested in bank stock. It's rather a clever way to hide stolen money. In the open, as it were. And so respectable. But don't try it.
Oh, she's looking at the camera.
No matter how clever you are, you can't hide murder.
Did she just break the fourth wall?
I think she did.
Well, that's it, Dale. That's the end.
Well, that's it, Dale. That's the end. So, what did we what did we think of that one? Oh,
Wow.
I liked it.
That was just wild.
You didn't notice that you did that.
Didn't know that I did. Damn, who would have thought be watching a banger of a movie at 4:30 a.m. Oh, that wasn't that bad actually. It was charming. What do we have here? Carnival of Souls. A colorized version of the bat.
It was definitely fun.
Dead Men Walk. The Terror with Boris Karloff and Jack Nicholson. House on Haunted Hill. Oh, we should watch that one.
Hell yeah.
The Gorgon full movie with Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee. Look at all these amazing public domain movies.
Christopher Lee, holy shit.
I really like the quality of the movie, like the transfer, as I said a couple of times during it, like it's held up really well. It's not so old that it looks like terrible quality. The music was cool. Vincent Price was awesome, but it was a shame when he died. Yeah.
Did you see like how
colorized
his face
version.
was when he died? Oh my
I was
god.
surprised.
Why? Is there something the matter with it?
No, I was surprised because Mr. Fleming
This is
said
so
he would
bizarre
never rent
to
it.
see it in color.
Well, I rented it from his nephew, Mark Fleming, who has the real estate office here. He said his uncle
Do
would
we
be
prefer
gone
this in color, guys, or do we prefer it in
That's
black
right.
and white?
Mr. Fleming's in the North Woods now with his physician, Dr. Wells.
No.
It loses
pardon
its charm.
Yes.
Yeah, black and white's way better.
I pinched $1 million from the bank. Well, I'm not kidding. I embezzled it.
Not that I think you wouldn't do it if you thought you could get away with it.
I got away with it.
I don't know if I
not
like
talking
it quite
about
as much
currency.
in color.
I took negotiable securities that could be converted into cash. I have the cash.
No.
In 10s, 20s, and...
Oh well, I thought that was just such a lovely, charming movie. I'd recommend people watch it, honestly. I think it's worth watching. What did everybody else think? Zombie obviously thought it was a banger. Mary, Sean, Neb, if you're still there, what did you guys think?
I thought it was
Yeah,
cute.
it was good.
Actually, Sean, did you watch that whole thing, or did you go away at some point? Because
I went away at a little bit.
a little bit. But did you still
Friends
see
for a little
most of the
bit.
movie though?
Yeah,
Yeah. Anyways,
I saw the majority of it.
yeah, that's cool. Another successful, amazing watch party, guys. Thank you for joining. I had a lot of fun, as always. For anybody that watches this on YouTube, you can follow along and join us at Maddie Demise on Twitch if you want to come and watch it. It's at typically 8 p.m. on Wednesday night, GMT plus 10. I think it's 3 a.m. Pacific Standard. Is it 3 a.m. Pacific? No, it's 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, I believe. So not ideal times for Americans, but if you're a night owl like we are, it's gonna work fine for you. Anyways, thank you very much, guys. It's been a pleasure, and I'll catch you guys around.